The debate rages on. Manchester United, who is best to drive them forward in the coming years? It's being widely reported last night and this morning that Erik ten Hag of Ajax is now set to become the next manager of Manchester United. You would see that last night, Simon. It really did catch fire, and some prominent journalists were saying it's as good as done. So if it is, what we're going to expect. Former Netherlands captain Arthur Newman gave me his take this morning on what United can expect from this man ten Hag.
To me, it's not a surprise because he's doing really well with Ajax. He made step by step in his career. He used to be with Utrecht as well. He's been in Germany, so he has some experience there as well with a great club, with Bayern Munich. And of course, if you can see what he's been doing the last couple of years with Ajax, it's absolutely fantastic. And it is the management, but also his style of football. That's what people like. You know, he has something in his mind that he wants to have control of the ball and that he wants to attack, and that is what people want to see. And to be honest, Ajax, they have the players to attack and control the game. You see what he has achieved the last couple of years. To me, it's not a surprise that a lot of clubs are interested in him, Jim.
Arthur, it's been reported that he's told the club he needs 5 years to turn United around and bring them back to their best. 5 years is a long time. Some United fans won't like to hear that.
That's right. No, I can imagine. But how long did it take with Alex Ferguson? I think he was in the same situation, or not? It takes time, Jim. You cannot expect when a new coach is appointed that immediately that they play like world-class football, that the results will be good. It takes time, and he needs to know the players. The players need to know the style the manager wants to play. So it's all about creating an atmosphere that you get time to build on the team. And of course, in the future, you will also sign some players that suits the team. And you cannot expect when the coach comes that immediately, whoop, the team is flying. It takes time, and they need the patience.
So Arthur's saying, Simon, no matter what, United fans have got to be patient, even if it is Ten Hag who comes through the door. Mm-hmm. But do you think there is something in that? And do you think Ten Hag, if indeed he has suggested this, is right to suggest it, that he needs 5 years to turn them around, to get them anywhere near back to their best?
Well, I think one of the most important things to do is try and manage expectations. And when we spoke to the leading light at Manchester United a while ago about would Man United win the Premier League within 5 years, they said yes. So this sort of dovetails into that thinking that it will take a period of time to get them to that point, but not necessarily instantaneous reaction. The challenge for me is not about the philosophy of play. Everyone that goes to Manchester United knows they've got to play in a certain way, which is a brand of football that excites people, that is in keeping with the idea that Manchester United are a buccaneering, iconic football club.
Yeah.
And there's an element of misrepresentation about that because they weren't always that way under Alex Ferguson. My thing for him is, does he have the personality to manage Manchester United? Because this is the challenge that they're coming up against. The group of players that are far too important for their own. I mean, we're listening to things. I mean, I don't know where we get some of this nonsense from about this. The Manchester United dressing room is split over the appointment about Ten Hag. I mean, what? When were you asked? What's it got to do with you? Your players, get on with your job. No one's interested in what you think within reason. So we've got this situation where this personality...
Is no one interested in what Fernandes thinks about Ten Hag? Is no one interested in what Ronaldo thinks about Ten Hag?
Well, I mean, I know I overuse this expression, but it is relevant in football. You can't have the lunatics running the asylum. You can't have Bruno Fernandes. Yes, of course, if you want him to sign a contract, you would like him to understand that you're going to get an ambitious manager, and there isn't a massive problem between him and Ten Hag. But if you think he's going to be part of a selection committee that gives the thumbs up or the thumbs down to a manager, then you're mad. And United have got to look at Ten Hag, if he is the solution, as I think it's going to take them £1 billion in transfer fees to get themselves into a situation where
£1 billion?
I think they're going to have 5 years of transfer fees at probably £200 million a season. It's going to be £1 billion in transfer fees. I think they've got to get rid of a vast swathe of the players they've got there. They've got to get rid of some of these players that simply aren't good enough for Manchester United. And it'll be interesting to see how, if he indeed gets a job, how big a new broom he is. Because new brooms sweep clean, and that place needs to be swept clean. There's players in that. And the challenge for me is, who's interviewing these guys? I read the other day that it's Murtaugh and Fletcher. For the love of God, how are these guys the intellectual capital behind identifying a leader that has all the characteristics?
Well, who else is going to interview them?
Well, that's the question you need to ask yourself. How have Man United got themselves in a situation where the intellectual capital driving this football club? Because the Glazers haven't got a clue. The Glazers are looking at the share price.
Yeah.
The Glazers are looking about how much money is a debt, how much more nonsense have we got to listen to from the Man United Supporters Trust? Have we actually got to give these clowns some equity in this football club? And by the way, you know, have we got anyone that can make a decision for us about a manager? That's where the Glazers' investment is. And these guys are the ones, it's a flawed concept. These guys are bringing, if you haven't really understood what it's like to be elite in your own profession, how do you know what it looks like to appoint someone that's elite?
Well, I mean, it is reported that Ten Hag has spoken to the Glazers. Now, you'd expect that. I mean, let's not run away with that.
Yeah, of course.
You would expect that to have happened,
But if the Glazers have been programmed to understand that this is the guy, then all they're doing is just kicking the tyres, aren't they? They're making sure that he speaks sense and he's not a village idiot, and that somewhere or another he's going to represent them and not damage their share price.
Richard Arnold and Murtagh have got the chops to interview the next candidate. Obviously, they
On
have.
what basis?
They're up there.
Well, on what basis?
Well, they know the club inside out. They're in senior positions and they're there.
But they've never
They've been appointed into these positions.
They have indeed. And what have we seen over the last 9 years? And what have we seen over the last half a decade? We've seen Manchester United not win anything. We've seen a club that's gone from being...
He's gone.
Well, who was the person that appointed Richard Arnold? Who does he succeed? Which blueprint does he follow? You tend to have a bit of an echo chamber. You tend to employ people that look and sound and replicate the things that you do, and you hope that they can go on and be better. Right? I'm not entirely sure that's right. And there's an arrogance about Manchester United at times. There's an arrogance in their boardroom. There was an arrogance when I was in football, watched them, and they had the right to then, because they were the best. They ain't the best now. They were a long way from the best.
Did they let you in the boardroom?
I didn't go in their boardroom. I wasn't interested. I was interested in trying to win a game at Old Trafford, which we didn't.
Were you invited?
People like Phil Alexander couldn't wait to go in. It's like Aladdin's cave of treasures. Oh, can I get in there? Oh, God, it's a bleeding boardroom. Who cares? I want to win today. But the bottom line is I worry for United. But Ten Hag is 52 years of age. He's at a good stage in his career.
Yeah.
He's coming from Dutch football. He's got a tremendous win record in a lesser league. But then Mourinho was in a lesser league with Portugal when he was in Portugal. So if he has got the personality, as much, I don't doubt his tactical knowledge, and I don't doubt his ability to produce a football team, but if he's got the personality for Man United, he'll be fine.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.